Welcome back, everyone, to English Unloose. I'm Miguel.
And I'm Maria. We're so glad you've joined us again. Miguel, you look a little pale today. Are you feeling all right?
Oh, thanks for noticing, Maria. Actually, I'm perfectly fine, but your observation is a perfect segue into today's topic. We're talking about English in daily life, specifically at the doctor's.
Ah, yes. A super important and sometimes intimidating situation for anyone learning a new language. You know, it's one thing to order coffee or ask for directions, but when you're not feeling well and need to explain what's wrong, the pressure is really on.
Absolutely, totally. I remember my first time needing to see a doctor abroad. My throat was so sore I could barely speak, and my brain just went blank when I tried to recall basic vocabulary. It was a real challenge.
I can only imagine. That's why we're here today, to equip our listeners with some essential phrases and tips to make that experience a little less stressful. Let's start with the very beginning, making an appointment. What's the first thing you'd say, Miguel?
Okay, so you call the clinic or walk in. You'd likely start with, "Hello, I'd like to make an appointment with a doctor, please." Simple, straightforward, gets the point across.
Exactly. And they might ask, what's the nature of your visit? Or what seems to be the problem. You don't need to give a full diagnosis at this point, but a brief reason helps, like, I'm not feeling well, or I have a sore throat.
Right, or if it's something specific, I need a checkup, or I'd like to discuss some test results. They might also ask if you prefer a male or female doctor, or if you want to see a specific doctor, like, is Dr. Smith available?
Good point. And if you need to be seen urgently, you could say, is there any availability today? Or I'd like to see a doctor as soon as possible. If it's truly urgent, you might even say, it's an emergency, or I think I need to see someone immediately.
Those are crucial phrases for urgent situations. Okay, so you've got your appointment, you arrive at the clinic, check in, and eventually the nurse or doctor calls your name. Now for the main event, explaining what's wrong. Maria, what are some basic ways to start describing your symptoms?
This is where it gets interesting. You can start very generally, I'm not feeling well, I feel sick. Or more specifically, I have a headache, I have a fever, I have a cough, I have a sore throat. These are really common.
And it's not just I have. You can also use my body part hurts. For example, my head hurts, my stomach hurts, my back hurts. This is very direct and clear.
Yes, absolutely. Let's build on that. If it's not pain but more of a general feeling, you could say, I feel dizzy, I feel nauseous, which means you feel like you're going to vomit. Or I feel weak, I feel tired all the time.
What about sensations, like my leg feels numb, or I have a tingling sensation in my fingers? Those are a bit more advanced but super useful if you need them.
Definitely. And the doctor will likely ask follow-up questions to get more details. They might say, how long have you had these symptoms? Or when did it start? A good answer would be, it started number days, weeks ago. Or I've had it for about time period.
Oh, and they often ask about the nature of the pain. Is it a sharp pain, like a sudden, intense stab? Or a dull ache, which is more constant and less severe? Or a throbbing pain, like a heartbeat sensation?
Those are excellent descriptions to know. And think about location. It hurts right here, pointing to the area. Or the pain is in my lower back. It's on my left side.
Let's not forget about other symptoms. I have a runny nose, I have a blocked nose, I'm sneezing a lot, or I have a rash, my skin is itchy.
And the stomach issues. I have diarrhea, I'm constipated, I have indigestion. Not the most pleasant topics, but necessary ones. Miguel, what about general questions the doctor might ask you before they even examine you?
Great point, Maria. They'll often ask, do you have any allergies? It's critical to know how to answer this truthfully, especially regarding medications. You'd say, yes, I'm allergic to penicillin, or no, I don't have any known allergies.
And are you currently taking any medication? This includes over-the-counter drugs too, like pain relievers or vitamins. You should be prepared to list them.
Yep, I'm taking medication, name for condition. Also, have you had this before? Or is anyone else in your family sick? These help the doctor get a full picture.
Okay, so you've described your symptoms, answered their questions, and maybe had an examination. Now comes the diagnosis and instructions. This can be a tricky part because medical terminology can be complex even in your native language.
Absolutely. My go-to phrase here is, could you please explain that in simpler terms? Or, could you repeat that, please? Never be afraid to ask for clarification. It's your health after all.
Fantastic advice, Miguel. They might say you have a common cold, or you have the flu, or something more specific like you have strep throat, or you have an infection.
And then come the instructions. I'm going to prescribe some medication is common, or you need to take this number times a day for number days. Make sure you understand if it's with food or without, morning, noon, or night.
Yes, take 2 tablets with food twice a day, or apply this cream to the affected area 3 times a day. If you're unsure, ask, should I take it with food, or when should I take the next dose?
They might also give general advice. Rest and drink plenty of fluids, or adwine strenuous activity for a few days. Sometimes you need to see a specialist, which means they're referring you to another doctor with specific expertise.
That's a good one to understand. And don't forget follow-up. We'd like to see you again in a week, or make another appointment if your symptoms don't improve.
Okay, so you have your prescription, what's next? The pharmacy. You'll likely need to ask, where's the nearest pharmacy? Or, can I get this prescription filled here?
At the pharmacy, you hand over your prescription and they'll usually ask for your name and date of birth. If you have any questions about the medication, this is another good time to ask. How do I take this medicine? Or are there any side effects I should be aware of?
And if you need something over the counter, like for a minor cold or pain, you can ask the pharmacist directly. Do you have anything for a cough? Or, I need some pain relievers, please.
Perfect. Now, Miguel, I think a short role play might be helpful to put some of these phrases into context. How about you be the patient and I'll be the doctor?
Oh, I love a good role play. Okay, Dr. Maria, I'm ready. Coughs weekly.
All right, Mr. Miguel, please come in and have a seat. What seems to be the problem today?
Well, Dr. Maria, I'm really not feeling well. I have a terrible sore throat, and I've been coughing a lot. Also, I feel quite weak.
I see. And how long have you had these symptoms, Mr. Miguel?
It started about 3 days ago, I think. It's gotten worse, especially my throat. It hurts when I swallow.
Okay. Do you have a fever? Any aches or pains anywhere else? And are you currently taking any medication, or do you have any allergies?
I don't think I have a fever, but I do feel a bit warm. No other aches, and no, I'm not taking any medication, and I don't have any allergies, thankfully.
All right, let me just take a look at your throat. Open wide, please. It looks a bit red. It sounds like you might have a viral infection, perhaps a common cold or a touch of the flu. I'm going to prescribe some lozenges for your sore throat and suggest a pain reliever if you develop a fever.
Okay, how often should I take the lozenges?
You can take 1 lozenge every 4 hours, as needed, to relieve your sore throat. For the pain reliever, follow the instructions on the package if you need it. Most importantly, I recommend plenty of rest and drinking lots of fluids, like water and warm tea. If your symptoms don't improve in 5 to 7 days, please make another appointment.
Okay, rest, fluids, lozenges every 4 hours, and pain reliever if needed. Got it. Thank you, Dr. Maria.
You're very welcome, Mr. Miguel. Take care now.
That was actually really helpful, Maria. It's amazing how much clearer things become when you can hear them in a conversation.
It really is. And you know, a huge tip for anyone going to the doctor in a foreign language is not to be afraid to ask for clarification. Doctors are used to it. You can even say, could you write that down for me? Especially for medication instructions.
That's a fantastic idea. Or bring a friend or family member who speaks the language better if that's an option. A little support can go a long way in a stressful situation.
Absolutely. And it's helpful to write down your symptoms before you go. Even if you just have a list of key words, it'll help jog your memory and make sure you don't forget anything important in the moment.
Totally. You know, we've covered a lot today, from booking an appointment to describing symptoms, understanding diagnosis, and dealing with the pharmacy. The key takeaway here is practice, practice, practice. Even just imagining these scenarios in English can help build confidence.
Exactly. And remember, it's okay to make mistakes. The goal is to communicate effectively. Your health is too important to stay silent just because you're worried about your English.
Couldn't agree more, Maria. So, next time you need to visit the doctor in an English-speaking country, hopefully, these phrases will give you a bit more confidence and make the experience smoother.
We hope so too. Thank you for tuning to English Unloose today. We love helping you navigate these real-life English situations.
Join us next time for more practical English tips. Until then, stay healthy, keep practicing, and we'll talk to you soon.
Bye for now.